Whenever the left eats one of its heroes, I always go back to the famous quote by the Green Goblin in Sam Raimi's first Spider-Man film. You know, of Spider-Man, of course. That's what's called Spider-Man. Anyways, and there was a scene where the Green Goblin ends up capturing Spider-Man, right? Temporarily, of course, he doesn't kill him or anything like that. He doesn't have him tied up or anything. But the Green Goblin tells Spider-Man that the people they will turn on him eventually, no matter what he does, right? He always, even the exact quote is, "In spite of everything you've done for them, eventually they will hate you. So why bother?" Right? In this case, he's basically saying, "Why bother saving these people? They're gonna hate you. They're gonna attack you. They're gonna wish something bad upon you, despite you risking your life, being selfless." Right? That's pretty much what he's saying. The problem is, though, is that companies don't understand is that when they pander to the left, when they pander to these social justice warriors, they're pandering to people that are not going to buy their product. They're pandering to people that are not interested, that were never interested in the franchise to begin with. Okay, a good example is Star Wars. For Star Wars has been a very iconic franchise since its creation, right? If the most iconic character of anything, not even Luke Skywalker, it's probably Darth Vader. You can literally see Darth Vader's helmet, and oh, that's Darth Vader. That's clearly Darth Vader, right? Everyone we know with that grew up with Star Wars knows who Darth Vader is. Even people who are not huge Star Wars fans know who Darth Vader is. My parents know who Darth Vader is. Okay? My little brother knows who Darth Vader is. That's how iconic some of these characters are. So when Disney bought, the rights to Star Wars, at first I was happy. When I was young, I said, "Yes, more Star Wars films. We can finally see more of Luke Skywalker and these characters, right?" And when I found out that the Force Awakens was going to be after Return of the Jedi, I was even more happy. I was expecting to see Luke and Han and Leia return for more actions and adventures, in a galaxy far, far away. But then the Force Awakens comes in. My first reaction was it was okay. Right? It was okay. I was actually a little disappointed because I didn't get to see Luke Skywalker to the very end, and even then he didn't talk at all. So I'm thinking that sucks. I wanted to see Luke Skywalker, and yet I only saw him for like a minute or two. He doesn't even talk, right? But then I go home. I watch the original trilogy. I start with A New Hope, and when I see New Hope, I'm thinking, huh? The Force Awakens is literally like a copy and pasting of A New Hope. I'm thinking, is it? I'm thinking, you know what? I'm probably, I'm probably, and at that point, I'm thinking, you know what? I'm probably just, it's just my imagination. But after that, I go take my girlfriend. I watched it by myself first because I recently came back from Mexico. That when the Force Awakens came out. But I will take my girlfriend to watch it. So let's go watch it, right? So we go watch it, and I watch the Force Awakens again with my girlfriend. I'm thinking, yep, this is a copy and paste of A New Hope. Okay. Second reason why. Okay, so that's what I first thought. I was like, you know what? It's okay, but it should have been better. It should have had some sort of originality, right? But then go the critics talking about how Rey she has no training, and yet she's able to beat Kylo Ren, he clearly has more training than her, right? And that's understandable too. Now, when I saw that, I saw criticism. I'm thinking, well, we got to consider the factors. Kylo Ren in the Force Awakens was injured, right? That's what I was thinking at the time. But then people started pointing out, well, she has no Force training, and yet she can use the Jedi mind trick with literally 7 minutes after she knows about the Force. And I mean, you know what? That is true. And I started noticing something. That Rey is a perfect character. Do I say that as a good thing? No, I mean it as a bad thing. Because when you have a perfect character with no flaws that always succeeds in everything they try on their first attempt, there is no interest there. There's no character arc. There's no room for improvement. How can you improve something that is perfect, right? And that's one of the main criticisms that I started having for Rey, and specifically, the characters from from the sequel trilogy. They don't have any flaws. They don't have any flaws. They're perfect, especially Rey. Luke Skywalker, while it might have been powerful, he was flawed. Same thing for Anakin Skywalker. He was literally conceived from the Force, and yet Anakin Skywalker was flawed. Rey, on the other hand, she's perfect, and there's no character arc. There's no room for improvement. When I see her face threats in the Force Awakens or in the Last Jedi, I don't feel concerned. I don't wonder if Rey will make it out alive because I know she will because she's perfect. Whenever I see an action scene between Rey or fighting, or an action scene of Rey fighting with her lightsaber, which actually is Anakin Skywalker's lightsaber. I don't know why I'm even saying her lightsaber. But when I see Rey in a conflict, right? Fighting Kylo Ren or fighting the this Snoke's Royal Guard or whatever. I think they call it Royal Guard. I don't know. When I see her fighting enemies, I'm not concerned because I know she's gonna win. She's perfect. She has had zero training, and yet she for some reason she can beat Luke Skywalker. In combat. Really? I mean, we're talking about Luke Skywalker here. He's the son of one of the most strongest Force users in all Star Wars lore, and yet he's able to be bested by a person who has no training whatsoever. It's like Michael Phelps losing to a toddler in swimming. That's how ridiculous it was. And what did Disney do when they criticize the Last Jedi for its lack of consistency? Say, "Oh, you're just a bunch of man babies who can't yada yada yada." Right? They're attacking the fans. And Daisy Ridley was one of those people. She thought, oh, Ray is not a Mary Sue. It's just a sexist term. Well, guess what, Daisy? You pander to the people that you said watched your films, and now they're attacking you. Beautiful irony. I go back to the quote: in spite of everything you've done for them, eventually they will hate you. Daisy Ridley thought by pandering to the left and social justice warriors who do not care about the product of Star Wars, now they're going up against her. But why? Well, let's find out. On Daily Mail, it reads, Daisy Ridley is slammed as tone deaf after saying she is no more privileged than co-star John Boyega, who grew up on a council estate despite descending from landed gentry. That's from yesterday. From the 7th. It was from the 7th. Man, 2 days ago. Anyways, let's see what's going on. Daisy Ridley has been accused of being tone deaf by online critics after she said she is no more privileged than her Star Wars co-star John Boyega. If anything, I think she's probably the most privileged actress so far in the industry, aside from Brie Larson, because she's really protected. You criticize her or her character of Rey, what do they call you? Or a sexist? You can't stand seeing a woman in the lead. Oh no, I can stand seeing a woman in the lead. I mean, I like Ripley from the Alien franchise. I also like Sarah Connor from T1 and T2, right? I don't have a problem with a woman being in the lead as long as she's human, as long as she's flawed. Other than that, I'm perfectly fine. I mean, another example, I don't mind having a female lead in Cobra Kai. I like the character of Samantha LaRusso. I think she's very interesting. She's flawed. So why are we so this again? But that's the problem though. These people will go to the sexist card, the racist card, if you criticize a character with legitimate criticisms, because we all know that leftists do not have any substance. All they care about is diversity. It's all about which movie is more diverse. Oh, does this movie have a good story? But it doesn't have diverse characters, so it's not a good movie. Oh, this movie has a plot that's all over the place, and then but it has a gay character, it has a trans character, it has a black character, and a female lead. Oh, it's a masterpiece. Forget the plot. All we need is representation, right? It's insane. Anyways, going. The actress, who is 27, who comes from a family of establishment figures, was privately educated, suggested her life experiences aren't dissimilar to John's, who had to apply for a hardship fund to join Theater Peckham, I think that. That's pretty privileged. You go to a private school. Do I have a problem with that, though? No, I don't. But the problem that I have is that she has the nerve to deny that she's privileged. It's always those people that are privileged that say, "Oh, I'm not privileged at all." The people who are saying, "Oh, I'm privileged," definitely. Yeah, I can tell, and I respect you for that because you at least have the courage to admit where you come from. But I don't see it as a bad thing. I don't think it's bad that Daisy Ridley is privileged. I think the problem that it is that I have with her is that she doesn't want to admit it. Example: I'm privileged to some degree. I live in the United States of America. My standard of living is a little bit higher than most than outside of the U.S., especially from Mexico, right? But do I see it as a bad thing? No. But the left wants you to believe that being privileged is a bad thing. Any sort of privilege is a bad thing. They want to make you feel bad because apparently having good stuff is apparently bad, right? Whenever I walk around and I see people, oh, I have privilege, oh, yeah, white privilege, right? And I'm thinking, dude, shut up. Be proud of who you are. Don't listen to what the people tell you, right? It's good to have some privilege. I think it is. But Daisy Ridley apparently is being slammed for denying she has privilege, right? Because think about it, a white woman is literally saying that she has no more privilege than a black man who who apparently had a lot more hardship trying to go into the film industry, right? So like I said, Daisy Ridley, she's a woman, but she's still white. She's still part of that evil white race who wants to eradicate all minorities and white supremacy. She's obviously don't take me seriously, of course. But again, that's what the left wants. That's what the left wants you to think about Daisy Ridley. I don't like the character of Rey. I feel like if I met Daisy Ridley in person, I'll probably get along with her, but I just don't like her character. I don't. I think it's very, right? It's not interesting. I don't care about Ray. If she were to die, I don't care. Right? Same thing for Finn. I don't care about Finn. That guy doesn't have any substance. Same thing for Poe. I don't care. Right? I don't care about Finn. I don't care about Rose Tico or what any other character in the Secret Trilogy. There's nothing interesting about him. The only good character that they managed to, the only two good characters that they managed to pull off so far is the Mandalorian and Baby Yoda. Those are the only two. And yeah, I actually started watching the Mandalorian. I actually watched it on Disney Plus behind my brother's back. But no, it's actually pretty good. It takes after Return of the Jedi, and it's actually really good, right? But the sequel characters in the trilogy, I don't care about them. I don't. Lizzie really reportedly appeared shocked by the accusation and questioned what sort of privilege she has before the journalist explained in terms of class and wealth. She insisted, well, no, because no. John Boyega grew up on a council estate in Peckham, and I think me and him are similar enough that no, right? All she says is no, 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 right? She's privileged when she's struggling to deny it, right? But anyways, let's keep going. Daisy also added that her time at a boarding school was for performing arts, which was different due to the fact that she was there on a scholarship. Really? On a scholarship? Well, how did you get that scholarship? Rather than relating her confident nature to her 9 years of private education, the star suggested that it was due to the fact that she is part of a big chatty family. Chatty family? Oh, okay. So that's an interesting term to describe the family. Fans were left shocked by her comments, and many took to Twitter to express their views, their viewers on her apparently similarity to John. Oh, okay, I would say on her apparent similarity. I might be some typos from the Daily Mail. I don't know. Maybe I'm reading it wrong, or maybe maybe just typed a different way. I don't know. One said, "Daisy Ridley really said she is no more. She is not more privileged than Jan Boyega." While another added, "LMAO, Hollywood peeps doing the most today." That Daisy really doesn't think she's privileged and actually compares herself to Jan Boyega growing up on a council estate. The state. And then, and then there's another tweet too, and it says, Daisy Ridley, being tone deaf and exposing herself as completely blind to immense privilege. Oh my god. You mean to tell me that social justice warriors are not interested in your product, and will attack you even though you pander to them? Oh my god. What other characteristics does this behavior have? Oh, yeah, it's called a virus. That's why I consider cancel culture and then outreach culture to be a virus on the entertainment industry, on the video game industry. You wanna know why? Because if you have a virus in your infection, you say, "Okay, Mr. Virus, I understand you want to live inside my body. If you want, I will give you food. I will give you nutrition. I will leave you alone, right? If you do not harm my body anymore." The virus is gonna say, "I don't care. I'm gonna destroy your body anyway." That's what the SJWs think about. All they care about is destroying franchises that are good because they do not have their agenda installed into them. Okay? And what happens when the franchises leave? When the franchises suck, right? Not leave, but when they suck, these guys just move somewhere else. A virus comes in, destroys the host, and then once the host is dead, they find another host to latch onto, and then they repeat. Rinse and repeat. So I'm surprised Daisy Ridley is shocked that the people she pandered to are a bunch of people that are very intolerant. The third wrote, actually, I already read that tweet. Another pointed out, LL, yes, of course, Daisy Ridley. John Boyega, growing up as a young black man in a council estate in Peckham is exactly the same as you growing up in a wealthy white family with a grandfather who literally has an obe. Oh my god. Yes, go after her. That's what she gets. To be honest, that's what she gets. Now, I don't have a problem with her being privileged. No, but she denies it. Kind of shows you who kind of person she is. She is not honest, but it's pretty funny nonetheless. One person penned. So yeah, back Daisy Ridley thinking there's minimal difference in the background between her and John Boyega. Right? And there's another one. Seriously, F this interview. How do we live in a world where Daisy Ridley doesn't recognize her privilege and life experience is different to Jan Boyega? And then the last tweet says, truly hope Daisy now realizes that the fact she didn't think she was privileged and had never had to think about it is in fact a sign of her privilege. Oh my god. You pandered to these people, Disney. Daisy Ridley, you said your character wasn't a Mary, so you stand that your character, was a great character. You pandered to these people and now they're eating you alive. How does that feel? How does that feel, Daisy? I want to know. A Twitter user hoped she had learned her lesson and said, truly, okay, that already read that tweet from the image. And then, it's the same thing, like I said, just a bunch of tweets that I'm reading from the image, so they're just restating what I just read. John, who stars as Finn in the hit franchise, which I really don't care about Finn. I thought Finn had the most potential in The Force Awakens, but The Last Jedi kind of ruined his potential. I don't care about this guy anymore. The character, not the actor. Um, no. So, anyways, John, who stars as Finn in the hit franchise, was brought up by British Nigerian immigrant parents in South London and has previously told how he applied for a hardship fund so that he could follow his dream of being an actor. Well, Daisy's grandfather, John Ridley, OBE, I think OBE, what was BBC head of the engineering from 1950 to 1965, and her great uncle was Dad's army star and playwright Arthur Ridley. Daisy is the youngest of three daughters to born to Louise Faulkner Corbett, I think, a banker, and Christopher Ridley, a photographer. She has two older sisters, Kika Rose and Poppy Sophia. Really, Poppy Sophia. Her mother's family, the Faulkner Corbettes, were landed gentry with a military and medical background. And that concludes the article. But like I said, it's ironic. You pander to these people, then they don't care about your product. The moment you digress, the moment you stray from the narrative, they will attack you. Daisy Ridley and Disney pander to these people. They pander to these people. And what happens? They go after. Why? Because SJWs don't care about your product. The leftists don't care about the product that you're dishing out. They say they care about it, sure, but all they care about is including their agenda, inputting their agenda that has no place in a franchise, and then they watch it fail and then they leave. They see it fail and they say, I can't believe they didn't. I can't believe Disney failed. They're sexist. They're misogynist. They're anti-LGBTQ, right? And then after that, they go to the next franchise and restart. They restarted the whole thing again, right? And then they rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. But I think Daisy Ridley, I don't feel as bad as I should. Okay, I don't feel as bad as I should because she pandered to these people. She decided to make a deal with the devil, and everyone knows what happens when you make a deal with the devil. You get screwed over. She decided to make a deal with the devil, and now she's paying the price. Granted, however, I'm pretty sure as I'm making this video, I'm pretty sure that she will make a public apology. She'll say, "I'm sorry for my ignorance about my personal life with John Boyega, yada yada yada." Why? Because The Rise of Skywalker is near its release date. Disney cannot afford to lose money on Star Wars. They invested a lot of money on Star Wars, and they want to see some profits. But when The Force Awakens ends up debuting, it makes up $2 billion, which is not that bad. But when the sequel to that movie makes literally 1.2 billion, I think, could be wrong. The point is, it didn't reach the $2 billion mark. It literally went the profit, the box office went down by literally half. That kind of shows you that people don't care. When the Solo movie, the Solo origin movie about one of the most popular characters in the franchise flops, it kind of shows you that they people don't care about this franchise as much as they did. Why? Because they messed up. They decided to include all these identity politics nonsense, which is insane. Well, let me know what you guys think about this. Do you feel bad for Daisy Ridley? Are you a Star Wars fan? What do you think of a sequel trilogy? Okay, and do you think Daisy Ridley is gonna make a public apology? Because again, the Rise of Skywalker is very near, and I'm not gonna watch it. I mean, I honestly, I don't know. After the Last Jedi, I was like, I don't care about the movies anymore. The Mandalorian, I'm definitely gonna watch. I still need to finish. I still need to catch up. But other than that, I couldn't care less about these characters. I don't care about Rey. I don't care about Finn. I don't care about Poe. I don't care. I don't care, and that's sad because when the successor characters are, when no one cares about the successor characters, kind of tells you where's this franchise going. But anyways, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. Also, if you like the video, feel free to click the like button. That really does help out a lot. And share it with your friends, social media, Facebook, anyone who might be interested in Star Wars or is a fan of Star Wars but isn't a fan of the new sequel trilogy, right? Or I don't even know. I mean, I don't even know why they keep going with this. But anyways, it's going. Anyways, that concludes the video for today. I'll see you guys next time.